shoulder plate position. Okay, I want you to put one hand under your lower back, sit your bum back onto your heels, and we're going to go with some rotations. So trying to drop the shoulder down towards the elbow, and then from there, we're putting that shoulder away and looking up towards the sky as we do that. Okay, we're going to go 10 rotations on that side, and then we're going to swap over 10 on the opposite side. I'm going to do this with you as well. Okay, then once we've done that, stay in that position, we're going to put one hand onto the back of our head and we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to go 5 rotations on each side. Okay, so hand on the back of our head, we're going to rotate down towards our elbow and then rotate up towards the ceiling. Just 5 reps on each side. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, hands are going to be underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. We're going to go 15 cat camels, so just press the chest to the floor, look up to the ceiling. And then we're hunching the back up, pushing the floor away from us and looking underneath us. So 15 good reps, just nice and slow, trying to get the spine moving. Okay, then once we've done that, the last thing we're going to do is child's pose. Okay, so we're just going to hold that for about 20, 30 seconds. So point the toes away from us, sit the bum back onto your heels, trying to reach the hands out in front of us as much as we can, and press the chest towards the floor. And we're just going to hold that position for about 20 to 30 seconds. Making sure we're breathing when we're doing it as well. Okay, ladies, and come out that. Right, okay, so we'll move on to a wee bit of hip work. I'm going to focus a lot more on hips today anyway. So first thing we're going to do, okay, land onto your back. We're going to go both legs bent. Okay, keeping the abs tight as well. I want you to try and tuck the hips in. You shouldn't be able to get your hand under your lower back. So don't want to see anyone being able to get their hand under their lower back, okay? From there, what we're going to do is lift our knee up, start to push our heel towards the ceiling. We're going to have one nice straight leg, okay? Hold that for a second or two. Bend the leg, foot comes back to the floor, and then we're going to swap sides, okay? You should feel a stretch right down the back of the leg. You should also feel that hip flexor down in here, starting to get tight as well, okay? So we're going to do 20 in total, 10 on each leg, all right? So we'll get started into that. I'm going to do this with you as well. Nice and slow and controlled.
How many each leg?
So 10 on each leg. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to go from that position again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep one leg bent, we're going to keep one leg straight. You're going to curl the toes back towards the face. You're going to lift that leg up nice and slow, making sure the toes stay curled back towards the face, legs stay straight, and then back down to the floor again. Okay, so you're going to do 5 on one leg, then you're going to swap legs, and you're going to do 5 on the opposite leg. Okay, when you're doing this, you should feel that stretch at the back of the leg again, but you should also feel that hip flexor working a wee bit harder to try and lift your leg up off the floor. Okay, so making sure we're keeping a nice straight leg, toes curled back towards the face. And we're going for 5 nice, slow and controlled reps.
Andrew, is it normal for your hip to pop when that happens?
Yeah,
when you do that one?
I want to be off the same.
Okay,
yeah,
that's all right.
I get like a wee bit of a crunch. It's
Yeah.
Just, yeah, like it's if you can imagine your hips like a ball and socket. Sometimes just the bones rub off each other a wee bit, but as long as there's no real pain, like I wouldn't worry much about it.
Okay.
It's definitely only happening on one side of mine. It's only happening on my right when I'm doing it on my right leg.
That's the same as me. It's only happening on my right as well.
Yeah, when I do it, it only ever happens on my left. I'll get it too. See if I'm doing like any sort of leg raises, like if I do reverse crunches or if I do like hanging knee raises or anything, the same thing will happen. It's only ever on my left side. It's just your hip socket's just a wee bit narrower. Like it's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
As long as it's not sore. If it's ever sore, just stop. Sweet. Right, okay, so we're going to do some bar sits next. So what I want you to do, your ankles should be in line with your hips when you're doing this, okay? You're going to have about a 90-degree bend in your legs. You're going to keep the chest up nice and proud, and you're going to hold on to your ankles when you do this, okay? So that should help you to pull your chest up. Cool, so we're not sitting hunched over. Chest going to stay nice and proud, and your elbows should be rested on the insides of your knees. Okay, you're going to need that. So from there, you're on the sides of your feet. Ankles are in line with your hips. Hands are on the ankles, and you're pushing your elbows out with your knees. Okay, Jade, so see your elbows, bring them on the insides of your knees.
Oh, inside.
So from there, we're just going to sit in that position. We're just going to try and open the hips up a wee bit from this position. Okay, making sure we're pulling the shoulders back and we're keeping the chest up. Might be a wee bit uncomfortable on the top of your back, but you'll get used to that. Okay, so what I want you to start doing now, we're going to try and close the knees over, and you're going to fight against that with your elbows. So you're going to keep trying to push your knees out with your elbows, but you're actively trying to pull the knees in. Okay, so that's why you're holding onto your ankles. So you're trying to fight against that. And you should feel the tension starting to build up on the insides of the hips when you're doing that. You should almost start shaking. Okay, what I want you to do is relax that tension now. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and let all the air out through your nose again. And then try and drag the knees towards the floor and take the hands off your ankles. So all the tension should transfer to the outsides of the hips now. You're trying to just open the hips up a wee bit more. Okay, so from there again, we're going to grab onto your ankles. We're just going to hold that new position that we found. Keeping the chest up as much as we can. And you're just going to relax into that position. Okay, so from there, we're going to try and drag the knees closed again. Try and get a wee bit more tension this time. Fighting against that with the elbows again. You should start shaking this time. Keep holding that. Okay, same again, relax. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Big deep breath out. And try and drag the knees towards the floor. And keep holding that position. And then come out of that nice and slow. How's that feeling in the hips?
Okay.
Feeling tight? Okay. Sweet. Right, okay. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to go into our 90-90 position. So lead leg, we're trying to create a 90-degree angle. Knee should be in line with the hip, ankle should be in line with the knee. And then the back leg, same thing. We're trying to create a 90-degree angle. Okay, you can prop yourself up with your hand as well if you need to.
God, this is a bit awkward.
Okay, so coming down onto the sides of your legs, Jade, okay, so...
I actually don't know how to get in. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. So see that back leg, move it back a wee touch more.
Okay.
Yeah, you should start to feel your hip getting a wee bit tight. Yeah, that's looking okay there. That's looking okay. So see if you need to, you can support yourself with your hands as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get our belly button down towards our knee, pulling the chest back, the shoulders back, keeping the chest up. We're just going to lean forward and you'll get to a point where you can feel your glutes starting to stretch and you might even feel it into your lower back a wee touch. So all I want you to do is just hold wherever you can. So wherever that end range is, just hold that position. So pull your shoulders back to you. Yeah, there we go. That's it. So think of your belly button trying to get towards your knee, not your chest. So see your lead leg there, Jade, as well. Push your foot forward a wee touch.
This one?
Yeah, that's it there. And hold that foot there. Should be a wee bit tighter now.
Yeah.
And we're just going to hold that position for a wee second. Okay, I want you to come out of that a wee touch, still keeping your legs in the same position. So we're going to take a big deep breath in through your nose again, and I want you to exhale through your nose as much as you can. And you're going to fall forward a wee bit more. You're going to try and push past that a wee bit more.
I'm going to move this bit.
Perfect. Again, hold that position. As much as we can. And then just coming back out of that nice and slow. Okay, and staying in that 90-90 position, what we're going to do, okay, we're still going to focus on this lead leg. I want you to lie onto your side, okay, so your elbow's going to be supporting you here. Think about like Titanic, maybe like one of your French girls. Okay, so from that position, what I want you to do, I want you to keep the chest proud. I don't want to see you falling over the top of that arm, okay, so nice wee cue is to keep this arm sort of at your side. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and drive this knee into the floor, and we're going to try and lift our ankle up off the floor. Okay, so it'll look like so. Now you can see I'm not even getting too far off the floor here. Okay, so you're just going to hold that, and what you should start to feel is a lot of tension on the inside of your hip. Okay, so from there you're trying to drive the knee down and trying to lift that ankle up off the floor as much as you can, and you're going to hold that for about 15 seconds, and then you're going to come back down again. Okay, so driving the knee down into the floor, lifting that ankle up, and we're going to do 3 reps on that. Okay, so once you've lifted the ankle up and you've held that for 15 seconds, you go back to the floor again, you reset, and then you do another rep. Okay, so driving the knee into the floor, trying to lift that ankle up, and then the foot comes back to the floor, relax, and then same again. Back up again, hold, and down. And we're going to do the same again. Up, and hold. And back down. And then once you've done that, you're going to come back up, stand in that 90-90 position. Then we're going to focus on the back leg here. Okay, so we're going to do a wee bit more rotation work on that back leg. So what we're going to do, leaning forward slightly, driving the knee down into the floor. We're going to try and lift that back ankle up off the floor, and you should start to feel a lot of tension building up on the outside of the hip this time. Okay, and that's going to be the same. You're going to hold for about 10 or 15 seconds, bring the ankle back to the floor, take a couple of breaths to reset, and then you're going to go back into it again. Okay, so leaning forward slightly, keeping that chest proud, drive the knee into the floor and lift the ankle up. Again, trying to curl the toes up as well, try not to point the toes away from you too much. So really trying to lift that ankle up and hold, and back down. Take a couple of breaths just to get reset again. And then we're going to go back into that, lifting that ankle off the floor and hold. And then back down again. Okay, one more this time, and then we're going to swap sides. Up and hold. And then back to the floor again. Awesome. Right, okay, so 90-90 position on the opposite side. One side as well, sorry when you're doing this, might feel more comfortable than the other. So making sure we've got a 90-degree bend on that front leg and a 90-degree bend on that back leg. Your knee is in line with your hip on the back and the front leg, and your ankles are in line with your knee. Cool, right, okay, so same again, trying to get the belly button to go towards that lead knee. Pulling the shoulders back, and then you should just start to feel that stretch right up through the glute, really pulling that shoulder back. And just holding that position. We're going to hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds. Awesome, then we're going to come back out of that, take a couple of breaths. In through your nose. Just try and relax yourself. And then we're going to fall a wee bit deeper into that stretch again. So see the wee trick as well to make that stretch more comfortable. See when you're exhaling, when you're letting all the air out, that's when you're going to lean forward into your stretch. Okay, so when you breathe in and then when you start to breathe out, that's when you fall forward into that stretch. And it should start to feel a wee bit more comfortable. And we're still trying to pull them shoulders back. Don't mind Megan there.
Sorry.
Awesome, well done guys. And then we're just going to come back out of that. Okay, so same again. Land on our side. Paint me like one of your French girls. So we're driving that knee down into the floor. We're going to try and lift that ankle up off the floor as much as we can. And you should start to feel all the tension in the inside of that hip. Really trying to just hold that position. And then back to the floor again. Okay, same again, driving the knee down into the floor, trying to lift that ankle up as much as we can. Holding. back to the floor. Okay, last one. Drive the knee down, lift the ankle up and hold. Keep holding that position. And back to the floor. And then coming back up into that 90-90 position. Perfect, right, okay. So focusing on the back leg again. Trying to drive the knee down into the floor. Falling forward a wee touch and lifting that back ankle up. And holding. Feeling all that tension on the outside of the hip. And back down again. Okay, 2 more reps on that. Take a couple of breaths to reset. Up. Hold. Keep holding. Back to the floor. And 1 more rep. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Up and hold. And back to the floor. And come out of that. Perfect, right, okay, I'm going to do 1 more thing with you, and then I'm going to do a wee bit of breathing. I want to try something with you today. I'm going to do something different. So we're going to do a wee bit of deep lunge work, try to open the hips up a wee bit more, and then I'll run you through what the breathing drill is. Okay, so all we're going to do from our deep lunge position, so both hands onto the floor, keeping a nice neutral spine. Okay, so we're trying to keep our chest proud. We're trying to not hunch into this too much. Okay, what we're looking for is a nice vertical shin as well. So our knee is over the top of our ankle. Both hands down onto the floor. And we're just going to spend a wee bit of time in that position. Just trying to feel the hip opening up. We're just going to hold that. You can move your knee about as well in this position. Just trying to find a wee bit of room in the hips. Right, okay, so what I want you to do now, you're going to grab onto the top of your foot, just the bottom of your ankle, and you're going to try and drive your knee out while keeping your foot flat on the floor. Okay, so really just trying to drive the knee out. You should start to feel your hip opening up a wee bit more when you're doing this.
Is your elbow on the end of your leg?
Yeah, so the elbow's on the inside of your knee, yeah. Okay, then coming back out of that, you're going to put the hand onto the top of your knee this time. You can let your foot come off the floor, so you can rock onto the side of your foot, and you're really going to try and push the knee away from you. And hold that. Okay, then coming back out of that again. Okay, what we're going to do now is a wee bit more rotation work. So trying to get that elbow towards the floor, rotate away, and look at the palm of your hand when you're doing that. So that inside arm, you're getting that elbow down to the floor or as close to it as you can. And then arms coming up. We're just going to do 3 rotations. So opposite arm, Jade, use the other arm.
So here?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. So see your other hand, just keep it on the floor.
On.
There we go, yeah, that's it. And see that back leg, try and push it away from you a wee bit more. So push the back leg away a wee bit more. There we go, yeah, that's the one. And then we're going to swap sides once we've done 3 rotations. So same on that leg again, okay? What we're looking for is a vertical shin. Trying to keep the chest proud. Okay, what I like to do with the back leg, I like to push my foot away. Okay, so I like to keep my foot flat on the floor like that instead of curling the toes up. Just works your ankle a wee bit differently. Okay, all we're doing, holding that position, trying to find a wee bit of room in the hips. You can move your knee in and out. We're just trying to get used to that position. We're just holding that. Okay, so hand going onto the top of the foot again, trying to push the knee away. We're keeping the foot flat onto the floor. And we're just going to hold that again for about 15 to 20 seconds. Just keep holding that. Trying to keep the foot onto the floor as much as we can while we're pushing that knee out. Okay, then our hands going onto the top of our knee, and we're trying to push that knee away from us as much as we can. You can rock onto the side of your foot this time as well. Just let that foot come off the floor. There we go. I'm holding that. And then coming back out of that, we're going to go 3 rotations again. And then come back out of that stretch, nice and slow. All feeling good, yeah? Sweet, right, okay, so I'm going to do something a wee bit different in terms of breathing with you. I've been doing like a wee bit of reading up and stuff on it, so what I'm going to try and do is do a wee bit of nasal breathing. So we're going to be using our nose here. I want you to try and consciously think of not using your mouth to breathe, okay? Which is harder than it sounds. So all we're going to do, lying down onto your back, okay? Again, I want you to keep your back flat down onto the floor. You're going to grab your thumbs like so, and you're going to push your arms away from you as much as you can, okay? So you're really going to try and reach behind you. What you're going to do is you keep your legs bent for this, okay? Back nice and flat onto the floor. You can keep your head down onto the floor as well, but I want you to keep your chin tucked down so you're not hyperextended, okay? You're trying to keep your neck nice and neutral. Interlocking your thumbs. You're going to press away from you as much as you can and let your arms fall down without letting your lower back lift off the floor, okay? So from that position, you're just going to breathe in through your nose as much as you can, like you're really trying to fill your lungs up as much as you can, okay? It might take about 8 to 10 seconds to do that. You're going to hold that breath for about 8 seconds, okay? 6 to 8 seconds, whatever you can hold it for. And then on the way out, I want you to completely empty your lungs, like until you're sputtering, okay? Like until you really, really can't hold that anymore, all right? That again should take about 8 seconds, but you're letting all the air come out of your nose. So you're breathing in entirely through your nose, holding that for about 6 seconds, and then you're breathing out entirely through your nose, okay? And we're gonna maybe do that for about 3 minutes, okay? 2 to 3 minutes. I'll see how you're getting on. What you should find every time you let the breath out is your arms should fall down towards the floor a wee bit more, and you should start actually feeling like all the wee niggles and stuff in the back of your arm and in your lower back and right down into your lats. Okay? So we'll try that now, all right?
Do you keep your arms behind your head the whole time, or do you bring them forward, or are they constantly behind?
No, your arms are constantly just locked out over your head. Okay, so you're
Okay.
literally just trying to relax into that position. All right?
Okay.
I'm gonna do it with you. So I'll set a timer on the phone for 2 minutes. We'll do it for the 2 minutes, but again, really be conscious about using your nose to breathe, okay? Because you'll start to see that you use your mouth more than your nose. What you'll find is your diaphragm works a wee bit more when you do this as well. So you'll start to find that your stomach fills up with air, then your lungs, as opposed to just using your lungs to breathe. Okay? So we'll give it a go, and then you can let me know how you get on. Right, okay, ladies, that's us. So just lying back, keeping our back flat down onto the floor, interlocking our hands, and we're just using our nose to breathe. So in over about 10 seconds, hold for 6, and let it out for 8 seconds. Okay, I'm relaxed. A wee bit more than what you already are. How'd that feel?
Lovely.
It's a weird one, isn't it? So no, that was
Yeah.
that was just something I
It-